Begin today with the news story of a woman stabbed, her home set on fire. This began as a medical call, but it turned into a full-blown investigation this morning on Michigan Avenue in Schenectady. Police and firefighters are working this bizarre case that sent the woman to the hospital while a man's being questioned, and Cody Holyoke is at the scene live now with more on this stunning turn of events. Tell us more, Cody.
Hi, Liz. Yeah, authorities have been here on Michigan Avenue for the better part of 3 hours. This was a very bizarre case because the medics originally came here for a medical call, as you mentioned, to this yellow building behind me, which houses 3 apartments. As soon as medics took in the situation, figured out what they were dealing with, though, the circumstances quickly changed. Paramedics found a woman on the porch of the home just after 9 o'clock this morning. We're told she had been repeatedly stabbed in the abdomen. That, as you can imagine, set off several red flags, and the woman was rushed to a nearby hospital. Soon after that, though, firefighters noticed something burning in the home.
Smoke was starting to emerge from the roof of the house. During the course of the investigation, they determined that the victim, whose identity we're not releasing at this time, was stabbed by an individual that she has some sort of a relationship with.
Now, that fire was contained to the attic, and police do have that man in custody. The officer told us that they believe he's responsible for both the stabbing and the fire. We don't know if he lived here, but I just spoke to the owner of the apartment building a short time ago, and they say the woman in question lived in this building with her daughter and her boyfriend. We don't know if the boyfriend is the person in police custody right now. Investigators are still tying up some loose ends here on the scene, trying to get to the bottom of what happened and what led to this bizarre turn of events. Live in Schenectady, Cody Holyoke, CBS 6 News.
Schenectady woman is being treated right now at Ellis Hospital. Police say that she was stabbed and that her home was set on fire. Kumi Tucker is at the scene on Michigan Avenue. And Kumi, what's the latest?
Police, investigators, and firefighters are still at the scene here on Michigan Avenue after a woman was stabbed and a fire set at 322 Michigan Avenue. Police say they have one man in custody. Take a look at the scene behind me. Police say they got the call this morning, and shortly after 9 o'clock, firefighters found a woman bleeding from what appeared to be stab wounds to her torso or puncture wounds. And while they were there, they also found a fire had been started in the attic. Police say they have detained a man in connection with the fire and stabbing, and they're interviewing him now. We talked to a man who identified himself as the landlord, and he says a mother, daughter, and boyfriend live in the upstairs apartment, and that there were 2 more occupied apartments downstairs, 1 man in each apartment. He says he's been calling his upstairs tenants to find out what's going on. He arrived here to see the damage to his building. A neighbor says that he has been troubled by loud music and fighting at this address. The victim was taken to Ellis Hospital. Police were not able to give us an update on her condition at this point. This stretch of Michigan Avenue is right off of 890, and the street from Rutgers Street to California Avenue is closed off right now to traffic as the investigation continues. Reporting live in Schenectady, Kumi Tucker, News Channel 13.